to my dance money, I can say, why nigga?
Man from the Leo, GK, but really boiled down to key 10 my ratio. Puffing up and up in my grace like inspirations. I got assurance, so I know that I pay. I check the life lane, but how to four lanes and full blood, suffering the
So,
pain.
back in studio, freezing cold again. Actually started snowing when I came in, which is great fun. Today I was wanting to sort of look at why I chose, where's my camera, the Camp Snap as the sort of main subject to this channel. Not the only, remember that, because I also shoot with a DJI Action 1. This is the original one, in a small rig frame. I shoot with that still. I mean, they're all great for video, incredibly good. And I'm actually shooting this on an Action 5 Pro right now. And I've still got my Pocket 1 from DJI. And I shoot panoramas on this because it's fantastic. And I've got lots of old knockoff action cams that I take pictures with because they don't come out right and it's interesting. And it's a very sort of, I think a lot of people do shoot like this, and it keeps it interesting because I mentioned in, I think, the first show that I did, that I've spent, like a lot of photographers and people that are into that side of things, I've spent a lot of money on cameras. But there's something pure and a bit inspiring about buying a second-hand camera, a broken one, something that doesn't work quite right, and getting art out of that. And that I like that side of taking pictures, and finding things that are maybe not traditional to take pictures on, like a sports cam. And if I'm doing portraits and things like, I'll use these because they're great fun to use, and it's a different approach. And if you're doing someone's picture, they're like, what is this little thing? Or doing landscapes with this. It's great fun. I enjoy it. It gets away from over expensive, which I still have. I still have some cameras that I use for work that have to be quite good. But like that, an iPhone is a fantastic camera now, but it's not as much fun. It's just not. It's not as much fun as this. And I also want to go over why I love to shoot in black and white. Lots of reasons. I've heard people say why they shoot black and white. And the tone, the structure. No, for me, it's just the simplicity. As a viewer, it's like my imagination can be more involved with the picture. You know, there's less information for me. So your brain sort of fills it in, and I like black and white just for that reason. Colour, I shoot everything I do for work is in colour. I use colour. Probably 80% of all the pictures I take are colour, but the ones I do for myself, and like this show, it's mainly black and white, just because I enjoy it. Like I say, you can read into it more. You could add. I think I can add more of me into a picture when I'm looking at it, and that sounds a bit arty-farty, but that's the way I feel, and that's what I do. Now, as this show continues, I'll start getting the lighting better. I'll start maybe tidying up this place because it's chaos at the moment. I've just went through the busiest time of the year for work. That was the month before Christmas, quite a bit before Christmas, but I've still not sort of organised since then. And I usually do, but I've been busy doing other things as well. So I will organise and get things. Now, as the show continues, what will happen is you'll see things like little techniques that I use to take pictures, things that I do. And if I see someone else doing something or I'd get advice off it. So I'm going to try that as well. I'm going to try different things. And it's just to see how I can continue to get pictures and art that I'm happy with, art that I want to, I don't even know if it's about sharing it, it's just about doing it. It's art for art's sake. And it makes me happy and I have a lot of fun doing it. Each program, I call them program shows, I'm not even sure what these are. When I do it, each program will be focusing on like one technique or one camera. It might be a camp snap 1 week, the next week it'll be this, and then it'll be different ways of shooting with this, each one. And what'll happen now is I've decided that I went out and took pictures, but it'd be better if you were with me. So, I don't know where it is. I have a chest rig for the action, and I'm going to mount it here and go out and take the pictures. So you can see a bit of where I live. I'll go different places, so that'll be nice. Take pictures, and then you'll see the results. And it's just about, I said this before, it's not about being good. It's not about improving, what you always want to improve. But it's not focused on that. It's just about being in the moment, taking the pictures, having a bit of fun, go out. I listen to music when I'm doing it. I listen, what was I listening to in the last one? Erykah Badu or something. I was listening, and you just get in your own little world. It's taking pictures like this is a nice little escape, and cheap, simple, easy. You don't need to go far from your home. You could take them in your home. You could take them from your window. You could take them of things you own. It's not about the content necessarily. It's just about what it looks like. It could be a blur, and it could be an interesting image to look at. And that's what I'm sort of wanting to do. So, to begin with, I will go out now and we'll take some pictures with the Camp Snap. And they'll be in black and white, and it'll be around the area I live, so you can see how these turn out. Okay, this is going up to a local park that's not far from my work, and the cool thing about, oh, that's a nice shot. The cool thing about this place is that even though it's a bit run down, there's always something interesting to shoot. In fact, I was talking to a friend about that the other day, and if I go down the street or some place where you go, well, there's nothing really to shoot here, then I have to go there and shoot. There's always something to figure out. And even though I do use the viewfinder, I don't always. I like to just sort of hold the camera out in front and get a general image. And when I was a kid, on the inside there you could walk through the archway, and I'll move this camera a bit better, I think I'm a bit off, right. And on the wall on the inside there used to be cages. This was privately owned, and they had monkeys in it. And this mad person just had all these monkeys, and they'd come out day and night just screaming the place down. So when I was a kid and with my parents and I'd walk into town, you'd go past the monkeys. Now the problem is, because they were Dundee monkeys, people would give them cigarettes, and they were all quite heavy smokers. So you'd hear their coughing from a mile away. Little tiny coughs, quite cute, but probably awful. And I've talked about these monkeys for years, and a lot of people don't know they exist. Or didn't know they existed, but they did. So, this is what I do. most days. But now I'll be doing it for the YouTube channel. Because all it takes is 10 minutes is, you know, to go out and get a picture. I usually, if I'm driving to work or I've got to go do some shopping or something, I'll just stop off someplace on the way and see if I can get something. And like that, you'll see from these pictures that I'm doing now, not all of them work out. Some of them are just a bit plain and boring, but you never know. Everything's a guess, which is kind of lovely. And you'll hear me out of breath because it's ice cold going into my lungs. It is so freezing. And here we're coming up to the skate park, which is absolutely beautiful. Oh, some rubbish in it, that's not so good. Oh, it needs a good clean. Now, one of my favourite things in the whole of Dundee, I don't know how well it will show up on camera, but it's the shoe tree. So that is basically my first day out, and the reason I'm going to keep it as short as this is because I can't feel my hands. So yeah, this is the way I'm going to do the show from now on, I think. I'll do a little bit in the studio and then I'll find some place to go and take pictures, and then we'll see the results. These are black and white ones that I'm doing at the moment. Then the next one I'll do colour, and then I'm going to start experimenting with different filters, and then I'm going to start showing you some of the tricks that I use to get some of my stranger pictures. And we'll do that a bit at a time. And then it'll be a case of just experimenting with the camera, seeing what I can do with it, see its limits. I actually took some pictures the other night that were almost in complete darkness, and I thought I'd be lucky if the camera even picked up anything. Not only did it pick up stuff, it made it look incredibly moody, and it was just some really nice pictures I got. So this camera, once again, didn't let me down. So until next time, get out and get some pictures.